Hello and welcome to Sproink Dota presents Random Team Game. I'm Nuff and I'm joined once again by Icky.
Hello.
Hello, Iggy. And today's game is between Xero Gaming and Aposis Tryouts. Iggy, what is the tale of the tapes? What is the knowledge you have gathered from unknown sources of these teams?
Also called Dota Buff.
Yeah.
Xero Gaming, brand new team. This is their first game going into it, so be interested to see how they perform. Aposis Tryouts, pretty much a 50-50 rating. I mean, they've played 15 games, so pretty solid picks along the lineup, though. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, apart from a certain love for Ricky.
That's interesting. We don't see Ricky that often.
Completely normal heroes. You got Naga Sirens, you got Wisp, you got Alki, you got Darkseer, you got Xero, and then Ricky. An awful lot. So
maybe that is their secret hidden strat. At the moment, though, they've banned out the Naga Siren, and Bat Rider has also been banned out. There's some pretty standard bans these days.
Indeed. I mean, you've always got to ban the Bat, really. He's just so effective wherever he is. You can't let him through, because he's not quite Wisp, I don't think, but he's got a lot more versatility than Wisp has.
It's true. I mean, as far as solo one-on-one laners go, it's very difficult to get someone better than Bat, apart from possibly OD.
Yeah, but Bat brings more in terms of the general game than an OD does. I mean, OD basically does damage to things. Well, of course, you have the Lasso from Bat, which is just an amazing spell.
The greatest of pick-off tools. Now, Wisp is still in the pool. Darkseer being picked up as the first pick for Xero Gaming, though. As we say every time, he does get picked. Extremely strong offlaner. Has great teamfight abilities as well. Shadow Demon being the very first pickup for Aposis Tryouts, which is interesting.
I want to point out that Aposis Tryouts pick Wisp a reasonable amount, and they've chosen not to have gone for Elder Titan. Okay.
Actually, you've seen a nice chunk of Elder Titan action in the European Dota scene at the moment. Because his as his abilities as a solo on solo kind of hero, he's pretty strong, and especially if you can get him a nice early bottle. That's why he runs mid mostly. It's probably where we're going to see him this time. You can get him on the offlane as well if he's going on one-on-one. But mid is probably what they're looking for.
Okay. Xero Gaming also, I think they're definitely considering the Wisp as well. I mean, Wisp doesn't fit to everyone's strategies. I mean, a lot of people go, fucking Wisp, best hero in the game, but you really have to be prepared. It's like, if the other team has a 5-man team fight lineup, which intends to go early, you can't risk the Wisp, and let's face it, Elder Titan is a hero who wants to be fighting, and Shadow Demon is another hero who's fantastic in the early game. And wow, if there's a Wisp TP to teleport in and gank on the Shadow Demon, well, you just disrupt whoever he's TP'd in and wander off.
Yeah, but Wisp is one of those heroes that if you pick him up because of when you have to pick him up, usually, he gives your whole game plan away, meaning that you have a chance to build up that whole early team fight team that makes it very difficult for Wisp to be as effective as you want him to be.
5 seconds.
Of course, the Shadow Demon, a decent support. He fell out of popular. He was a bit overpowered when he was in the meta due to his Shadow Poison vision, which was pretty damn strong, which is why he was picked so often.
I don't know. I definitely don't think he was overpowered, but he was a fantastic hero. Let's get that right. But I think another thing which really did drop him out of the meta was his strength decrease. And he's lost, I think it was 3 or 5 starting strength, and that's a reasonable chunk of HP from a support at level 1. It just makes him all that squishier in those early engagements, which is where he thrives.
Speaking of meta and supports, we have Visage, who's very much in the forefront of it, probably arguably the most picked support these days, being so damn strong in tri lanes, and of course tri lanes extremely popular. You won't be seeing dual lanes in any of these high level games.
I think the massive issue with Visage is that you have to pick him up alongside another support with a stun, because he just doesn't really. Visage can do a crap ton of damage, but he has so little utility to him. It's like, well, you've got the familiars to stun, and that's about it.
The slow is really good as well, especially with the ganking going on. Early on, he's very effective early on, and in later in the game, Soul Assumption still does a lot of work.
Yeah.
And of course, he just sticks at the back of the game, lets his familiars go forward and cause as much havoc as they possibly can while sitting back, firing off that Soul Assumption repeatedly.
Mm?
And he becomes really damn tanky as well. So
Conker!
Yeah, let's mention the Conker. Normally run in mid. Sometimes he's the farming. Sometimes in the off lane, but you don't see it very often because he has no real escape. Sometimes even run as the farming carry. I'm not entirely sure whether they're going to run him at the moment. It's hard to say. Although, let's be honest, Shadow Demon's Disruption a great setup for Conker's stun.
I don't think it's the disruption. I think the absolute best combination in this team so far is the Elder Titan's Natural Order along with Conker. If Elder Titan sends his Astral Spirit in there, gets the Natural Order buff on everyone around, and then a cleave goes through it with that massive reduction to their base armor, that's going to kill a lot of people. That's going to kill a lot of people, most definitely.
It's quite possible. Xero Gaming going for Sven as their main carry by the look of things. Although we have seen some lower end games him running mid, I don't suspect that. Weaver now being picked up by Aposis as well.
So 3 potential solo laners for Aposis so far.
Yep, that's going to make Xero Gaming's decision of who to send mid more difficult. Of course, there's still the classic intelligent heroes in the pool at the moment. We have Puck, we still have Queen of Pain, and there's still Storm Spirit.
And you still have the more irregular heroes like Templar Assassin in there too. And I think Storm Spirit has kind of fallen into that kind of second tier mid picks right now. And I think that's purely because he just doesn't bring that much.
Well, people prefer, the heroes that are going to guarantee them something decent. And picking a hero that needs to snowball to do anything is a big risk.
Yeah.
And it does paint a big target on him as something you must now kill.
Indeed. And I kind of want to point out Darkseer, Sven, Disruptor. That's going to be nasty. If that combo ever goes off with a vacuum into a Sven stun on top of the Disruptor ult with the kinetic field going around it, that's brutal. Such a horrible combination to be stuck in.
Yeah, the potential of wombo combo from both teams is pretty high now, so it should be a really interesting game to watch. They're going to be really careful with their positioning. But Darkseer, of course, is great for forcing people to be in the position you wish them to be. So they've got to be very careful of that. They're banning out TA, which indicates they might still be looking for something like a Queen of Pain.
Also, kind of want to point out that
Dazzle. Sorry.
Astral Spirit is also a fantastic setup for Aposis team fight, and this Dazzle is actually really, really interesting because this is more minus armor from Weave from his ultimate, and Conker loves minus armor. Conker really loves minus armor.
Oh, so does any right-click hero. So of course Weaver is going to be really happy with that, and of course Weaver tends to be building a Desolator reasonably early. It's normally the item you see picked up straight away after he's got himself his Lincoln Sphere.
And boots, of course.
And his boots, yeah.
Get ready if I were you.
It's a mighty fine hat Conker's wearing.
He should be proud of his hat.
It's an impressive hat.
And Multi-Weaver! There you go, just practicing in the spawn, the combination there of the stun from Conker and the disruption from the Shadow Demon.
Indeed.
It looks like Weaver will be going solo safe lane, aggressive tri lane in the Dazzle, the Shadow Demon, and the Conker, leaving mid, of course, open for Elder Titan. We've got Queen of Pain up against him. We're going to have Darkseer on the off lane, and we're going to have the tri lane of Sven, Visage, and Disruptor going top.
Indeed. So we're going to see tri-lane on tri-lane action. I mean, they're obviously pretty keen to secure this Weaver, the kind of one-on-one safe lane, which, to be fair, he requires. You can put him up against a true tri-lane, but he just struggles a lot because if he can't find the farm, he's not the best hero for playing catch-up with. And although he can escape the ganks, he doesn't really bring that much if he hasn't got the gold to follow it up.
Fortunately, he should be doing reasonably okay in the position he's in. What I'm worried about mostly is the disables coming out from both teams. Other than Disruption and the unreliable stun from Kunkka, which I mean in combo is great, but solo isn't quite as good. That's the only disable they've really got. Dazzle doesn't bring anything.
Let's not forget Elder Titan in there with the Astral Spirit.
I'm not talking about him right now. I'm talking about these tri lanes. And you look at the Dire teams as well. They've got Sven stun, but he doesn't have that much mana. He can only throw that once.
Yeah, well, twice actually, but still.
Twice.
Actually, nothing's going at level 1.
Yep, here's a rumble. Looks like Dazzle is going to take some right-click damage, but he should be fine, and they haven't really got enough to kill him that quick.
I kind of want to point out that the tri lane from Aposis is... This lane is going to be pushing really, really hard, and I think that's what they kind of want. They just want to be on the tower constantly and just bring it down.
Oh, here comes the stun. Up on the Visage. He's up right now. In comes the stun though. By Sven. 3-man stun. They're trying to bring down the Visage and get his first blood. They should do it. Goes down to Dazzle in the end. Send back on Dazzle. He's going to go down too. And that's 1-for-1 on the tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Yeah, but Kunkka getting the first blood to Disruptor getting a kill on a Dazzle. Definitely a win for Aposis there, even if it was a small one.
They still have to be really careful at the minute, though. Just have a look at the mid at the moment. We have Queen of Pain actually taking.
Elder Titan has his bottle, as does Queen of Pain right now. So,
so they're both doing well. Yeah, Queen of Pain isn't the best at harassing people early on. Her right click's a bit pathetic, really, for a ranged hero. So, Elder Titan being a strength hero means he can pretty much shrug that off right up until he gets his bottle. And then once he has his bottle, he doesn't really have to worry about it.
That said, Shadow Strike, it does do a really, really sizable amount of damage over time. And we're seeing Queen of Pain pick it up ahead of picking over Scream of Pain. I mean, she's waited till level 3 for that. So, I think that's a wise choice, because it is going to be one of the only ways she can really keep the Elder Titan off the lane.
I do see Dazzle moving at the moment towards mid, possibly to either help out or he's just going to ward up.
Probably a ward at this time, yeah.
Puts the ward up.
Illusion down bot. No one appears to be moving for it right now.
Another ward here to block this pull through camp.
Indeed. Weaver doing incredibly well against this Darkseer on the off lane right now, and to me, that kind of speaks for the Darkseer, utilising the Dire advantage and starting to take the Ancient camp.
It's definitely an option for him. Here goes engagement again. This time it's up on Visage once more. Stun does come out from Sven though. He has no mana to do anything else. Dazzle puts Shallow Grave on himself to protect himself from taking any damage. It looks like they're going to do a send back though, and Dazzle is back. He's easy prey. Down he goes again. Disruptor getting the kill once more. Though he's on the run now. Killed off by the Shadow Demon. Sven trying to catch the Shadow Demon. Oh, the Shadow Demon might actually get himself in trouble right now. No, up was the one charge, keeping him alive. Disruption up on Sven. He might actually bring down this Visage
Soul
as well.
Assumption. Visage, Soul. Oh, he doesn't have the mana.
No,
he does now.
No, on the run he goes. Is he going to be able to outrun Sven?
No, they both have the same move speed, and Sven doesn't have... Oh, he does have the mana for Warcry. It's back in 2 seconds.
Wait for it. There it goes. He wants his kill. Shadow Demon, very close. There's Kunkka. He's going to body block. Oh, killed by his Satire instead. Neutrals doing the work. Denied by the neutrals. That was a great little kind of run around by the Shadow Demon. Didn't quite get the kill off on the Visage, but you know, didn't die to Sven there.
Indeed. Still. Satyrs, you trolls. I mean, that Hellfire Blast has claimed more heroes than anyone cares to acknowledge.
It's true. It's so true.
Also, nice shiny new effects on that too.
Damn straight. Oh, bit of rune control here. It's Queen of Pain is going to win it, obviously. The blink being a massive advantage. That's going to cost him. He really needs to get his ball on the Courier, and here he goes doing so right now because he needs that HP.
One advantage of the Elder Titan in mid is that if you can get an Astral Spirit out to sleep stomp your enemy before you head towards a rune, if you have the mana for it and you've not used all of your bottle charges quite yet, it can be really, really effective. I mean, it does cost a lot, but when you can just instantaneously stop them from contesting that rune, it can really, really help.
Oh, disruption up on the Sven. In comes a stun from the Kunkka. Right clicks are coming out. Oh, stun comes back out from Sven. Looks like they might kill Conker.
Shallow grave.
Yeah, the shallow grave there stopping the soul assumption, but he does end up dying anyway. And now Shadow Demon and Dazzle are going to work on this disruptor, trying their best to bring him down. It's just exchange of right clicks. Back comes Sven again. He doesn't have enough mana for his stun. Great chill up on Shadow Demon as he tries to retreat. Disruption up on Sven. And a heal from Dazzle keeps Shadow Demon alive. And in comes Conquer again. A lot of action on this tri-lane. That's to be expected. Rotation actually coming from the Queen of Pain right now.
Indeed.
But no one's home. So she's going to go back to mid.
Yeah, a bit of a waste actually. I mean, they were all sat on their tower ready, and they'd all patched themselves up from the last engagement, so it wasn't really that much of a great time for her to really look at rotating.
I should rotate a lot earlier, it would have been alright. Disruption, once again, going up on the Sven. They get a soul capture on him as well, but he's going to run away. He's going to be just fine.
Chased by his illusions there.
Yeah, he was in a decent position. He was quite far back. He was behind both his supports when they disrupted him, so...
That said, is that even though this aggression isn't going down as well as they'd like with being able to kill off the Sven, it is making space for the Conquer.
Well, Conker's always able to farm just because he can just stop you being able to be anywhere near him.
Indeed. I mean, we can see how low this Visage is getting right now, just from Ty bringing her ass landing.
And see the fear in his eyes whenever Conker swings his sword around.
Oh shit, he's going in for a last hit!
Oh,
Run!
Disruptor managing to get himself disrupted. The stun actually missed, but a huge amount of damage coming out, and he is dead as dead can be. Brought down in the end by the Shadow Demon. Looks like they're going to try to chase up on the Visage as well, but he's safely at his tower right now with the Sven. They won't press this any further.
One thing which is worth noting is that most Conquers you see don't bother getting a level of X marks to spot up until later. On this lane, right now against a Disruptor, I believe it's a crucial skill. Because you can completely and utterly cancel out his glimpse. It's like, if he casts glimpse on someone, just X marks the spot on them before they get teleported back. They get teleported back and you bring them right back where they were.
Queen of Pain here up top right now. Going on the Conquer, but here comes the rest of the team. Conquer unwisely not doing it, but good stun comes up on the Disruptor. If they got send back on him, he might be in trouble. Out comes a Soul Assumption. A few more right clicks. They can't kill him. They do send him back. Sven picks up the kill with the Storm Hammer, and that's a nice kill on that Conquer.
I was about to say they can't kill him because of the shallow grave on Dazzle, but he actually didn't have enough mana for it at the time.
Oh no, Elder Titan's up top as well, trying his best to try to pick someone off. He did not get it though. The Queen of Pain's taking a lot of damage, has to blink out. Stun does come out from Sven. Out comes a Shadow Grave on the guy with the big thing, I've forgotten, the Elder Titan, and he's running away. Oh, I'm out of practice. Darks is up here as well now. It's a big old fight. Almost everyone but the Weaver is involved.
And drops.
Yep, Sven.
Elder Titan Spirit picking him off.
Elder Titan sniping with a big ghosty, bringing down the Sven. So both of the carries being killed off. Well, you say that, but Conker not really being played as the main carry. Losing his own farm to harass Sven and stopping him from getting it, while Weaver is perfectly happy farming up on bottom lane. He's got himself some Tranquil Boots so far and 1200 gold in the kitty. I imagine he'll be trying to rush his way towards his Lincoln Sphere.
Indeed.
And
so, yeah,
probably one more damage on him.
The entirety of Xero forced to go back to Fountain.
A costly fight for them. They did get the Conquer, but lost Sven.
Indeed. One other thing which is worth noting is that this Elder Titan is completely skipping his ult, and I mean, normally when someone rushes ahead in mid, it's like you see them, that's because they want an early level 6, but choosing to ignore just a single level in it so far, I kind of feel like he needs it.
What's that, his ulti?
Yeah.
It's not that important until the team fights are started.
Yeah, but in that fight on the tower, had he just managed to ult from in the tree line, they would have all been forced to either leave the tower safely or die to the damage.
Looks like they're going to bring down Sven again. If they can, his ulti's up. Out comes a lovely disruption field, stopping them go for it. They do manage to kill him off though in the end. Looks like Conker's on the run. He has a Shadow Grave on him. Screams on him for no reason. Solar Summon comes out as well. Oh, he shouldn't have slowed down. He is now dead. Stun does come out, hitting Queen of Pain. Dazzle's going to go for the kill on Queen of Pain. Can he get it? I don't know if he can.
Shadow Wave before she blinks.
Shadow Wave her. Shadow Wave her ass.
She's got away. She's got away.
She's escaped. Elder Titan is on the hunt at the moment. Does bring down Visage. They're going to take their... He's going to take their camp as well while he's at it. Because, you know, why the fuck not?
Yeah, really big misplay from the Dazzle, just not shadow waving there before she popped her bottle. Did more than enough damage to kill her.
Just the Weaver there managing to dive tower and pick off the Darkseer as well behind his tier 1. Lovely kill for him. That's really going to speed along the items he's picking up. Actually, Courier bringing something to him. What has he got on there?
Yeah, it's not a Lincoln's. It's most definitely not a Lincoln's. He's gone from Ring of Aquila and he's picking up an Ogre Club. So he's definitely going for BKB, intending to fight early against this.
It looks like that.
What is a very heavy magic damage team.
It's a pretty decent idea. You don't see it that much on him. I suppose he's just thinking, well, you know, BKB protects me from single target items as well. So,
Indeed.
also importantly, gives him a little bit more survivability just because of the strength, and a little bit more extra damage, which is what you really need on a right-click hero like Weaver.
Well, I think another great thing about it is, and a reason why I don't think it should be underestimated compared to the Lincoln Sphere, is that it blocks the silencers. I mean, it blocks things like Disruptor's Ultimate, which, I mean, we know that a silence will and can kill a Weaver. So, it's a good choice.
4 men up top.
It's also going to block the Queen of Pain if she decides to go for an Orchid.
This is true. Out comes the ulti from Elder Titan right now. It's going to land on Sven. A huge amount of damage. In comes the boat as well. Claiming Sven's thing. That was the wombo we were talking about. Queen of Pain comes in with a Scream of Pain. She doesn't do enough damage. Looks like they're going to lose a Visage here as well. Queen of Pain trying to run away. Has she got enough for a blink? 1 more second. Good trap there by Disruptor. Actually might bring down Elder Titan. Nope. Out comes Dazzle. Shallow Grave keeps him alive. Weaver's now joining it as well. Queen of Pain's behind the tower right now. He wants to TP out, but no TP out for you. Elder Titan claiming the kill there too. That's 3 men they brought down on top here, and it's going to be a tier 1 quite easily. Queen of Pain forced to hide and watch as her tower is destroyed.
So we're seeing Aposis definitely getting their wombo off before Xero can manage it.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. Great rotation from the mid and from the Weaver coming up there to join in the fight as well. Getting himself an assist and a kill. They will not be able to push second though, I don't think. Queen of Pain still is kind of out of it with the position she's in. They've got those big illusion wards that have just died right now. So yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Xero right now.
I don't think they're out of it. I really don't think they do. They have a much harder carry in this Sven. I mean, they're in right-click war between Kunker and a Sven. There's only one winner, so...
You completely forgotten the fact there's a Weaver on the team as well. Looks like Dazzle might be going on here though. Yep, he's in big trouble right now, little Dazzle. Needs to run away. Does get away. Here comes the entire team from Xero. Stun comes out on Shadow Demon. Well, he's dead. Out comes Queen of Pain with a Scream of Pain, bringing her down. Elder Titan harassing. Goes for his stomp. Manages to get 3 of them.
in 2 seconds.
No, he's not going to be able to. Gets another punch out on the Disruptor and brings him down. Out comes the ult. Belch them as they flee from the ult. Apart from Darkseid, just walks straight into it. Stun out from Sven. Solace option as well. Scream. Big Scream does nothing because of the shallow grave. And now Weaver's busy chasing. Got himself a kill on the Sven. He's still got time lapse as well in case he gets in trouble. Looks like he's going to bring down Darkseid as well. Another kill for the Weaver. Now he's going to chase down Visage. Gets the right click. And Gemini. Is he going to be able to king him down? Or he might do actually.
I kind of want to point out now, if these are really tryouts for you, Aposis, consider bringing them on full time. I mean, this Dazzle Shallow Graves have been absolutely perfect. So
you know, it's worth considering what their first team is like, if this is the second team. Yeah, they've got another tower in tier 1 as well. They're fighting. I mean, they're doubling on the kills right now. This Weaver hasn't died. He's got himself 5 kills.
Elder Titan's picked up an early mech, and I think this is really going to boost his team right now.
Yeah, I mean, with a mechanism, he makes him even harder to kill. And being a strength hero, he's pretty damn hard. Queen of Pain manages to come straight into a stun from Kunker. Oh. Yeah, they tried to stun something and trying to just, you know...
Yeah, I think they were trying to sleep the Queen of Pain behind the tower so that they could then...
I think what happened was his astral spirit kind of appeared right next to him, and then he just stunned himself.
Yeah. He's obviously having issues because he's reconnecting to the game now, so
yeah,
we can talk that down to PC issues as opposed to any major misplay.
Well, I can't see why you'd click an astral spirit to appear next to yourself.
I think his aim was to sleep the Queen of Pain, so they could go in and last hit the tower without her being able to deny it.
But at the moment, yeah, things are going really well. The mechanism, like you said, is up on Elder Titan. He's got phase boots as well, so his right click is nasty. Urn of Shadows is up on the Shadow Demon, being really useful. It has no charges right now, because he's being dead a lot.
He's been using them a lot as well.
BKB is really close for the Weaver. Is only about 100 gold away from it right now. Well, so you look at Sven, and what's he got? Nothing. He hasn't even got his power treads yet, which is a bit sad.
That said, while there's all 5 of them down here on the bottom lane, Sven is going to be farming up on the top. So he's definitely not out of it. I mean, Sven can flash farm in such a colossal way. If his support starts stacking this ancient camp for him, which I believe is what the Disruptor's doing right now, or maybe he's just going in to help the team fight, I suppose.
Oh, he won't be stacking it at 2 seconds past.
No, but maybe
not for a while anyway. He's probably just placing that ward, to be honest, that fresh ward right there.
I think they do need to start stacking for Sven though, because he's going to need to catch up, and I think an ancient stack is going to be the most efficient way for him. And if he never takes it, I'm pretty sure Darkseer will be all too happy to sneak in there.
Yeah, that is true, but it's difficult at the moment, especially if they decide to push the tier 2 at the moment, because it might be on their mind because they know, well, if we take this out, there's not really anywhere that safe for Sven to farm.
Yeah.
They can pop in and say hello to him whenever he goes near those ancients, should they need to. Looks like they're going to give chase on the Conquer, but no, he's got backup. He'll be just fine. Oh, out comes a big stomp. Manages to get just the Darkseer at the moment. In comes Elder Titan with a haste, though. Ultimate hits absolutely nothing, which is a bit of a shame. They're going for Disruptor though. So much right-click damage on this Elder Titan. Down he goes. Queen of Pain comes in. Soul Assumption on her, but she's going to get away. No, Soul Capture, sorry. Vacuum in by the Darkseer. He's come back for this fight. Looks like he might actually lose a Shadow Demon. Down Shadow Demon goes again. Too squishy. Can't really be in there. No kills coming out. Another stun comes out, but they weren't following, so
You're allowed to start trying.
nothing really happening in that fight. Also, Dazzle died. I don't know what happened to him. I missed that one.
Radiant's top tower.
Queen of Pain got him, apparently. Did you see what happened?
I did not.
Well, anyway, a couple of items being finished up for Aposis Tryouts right now. You've got the BKB, like we mentioned, for the Weaver being finished up, and a Soul Ring coming out of the Dazzle. Hooray! Kunker's building towards those crits. He's got Claymore.
Not that I care one way or the
So worth
other.
noting right now is that Visage has started blocking the camps, the hard camp and the jungle, by using his familiars, which is a pretty good choice actually.
Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Unless you lose them to a Kunker.
Oh dear.
Oh, stun comes down. It's going to be a dead familiar in a second though.
Yeah.
Zap. Leaving the supports to deal with it actually and failing to kill it.
You're really losing now.
Conker was too busy defending the tower.
Well, back to my lab.
Doing his real job.
Indubitably.
No, just... so yeah, Conker's got a little bit more extra damage with that Claymore.
Probably going to build it into a Shadow Blade. I wouldn't expect to see a Battle Fury this game.
Especially not on the Conker.
Well, you can see a Battle Fury on a Conqueror. I mean, it really, really helps him flash farm. They may be doing that to keep up with the Sven, but it's much more likely to be a Shadow Blade at the end of the day.
Point is, getting that amount of gold to be able to catch up with the Sven is, spending gold to be able to catch up with him.
What do you mean catch up
Well,
with the Sven?
they want to keep up, if
Yeah.
that's what you're going with. But he's got Cleave anyway in
Tidebringer.
Tidebringer, so why
It's
bother?
very special cleave.
They found a Disruptor here, and a Familiar.
Indeed.
Oh, here comes the Weaver. So much damage from the Weaver. Disruptor's in trouble, though they do silence up the Weaver. He's in trouble right now. BKB is popped. Going for the Queen of Pain. She blinks away. Stun comes out. Hits absolutely nothing. Now he's going to go and bring down... Well, he probably didn't want that disruption right then. Out comes the Swarm, though, and down it does go to Visage to this Weaver. Behind his own tier 2. Actually, on his tier 3.
Yeah.
So this Weaver's having a real good time right now.
Indeed, and it's a lot more pressure on the tier 3s again. I mean, Aposis Tryouts are doing a really good job of not just sitting back and farming as they could be doing. They're really pressuring their opponents and making sure they get as much damage as they can do on these tier 2s.
Yeah, with the kind of push that you can get out of having, a Weaver
Dazzle.
and a Dazzle and Shadow Demon to a degree as well.
Conker.
Conker. If you're not pushing, you're kind of going against your own draft.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really jump out to you as like the greatest split push lineup in the world, but It's more just about the combined effort of just how much damage you can do on the.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
not
aggressor.
particularly strong at split push, but as far as like solid 5-man pushing, it's really strong.
Indeed.
It's kind of a strat that you don't see that often in the meta nowadays. Pushing strats. This isn't a straight up pushing strat. You'd expect to see a Chen or something like that if they were going for a proper push strat. But you know, having a semi push strat, you know, with wombo combo and like a very difficult to kill off carry in Weaver, it's kind of a combination of a lot of like strong tactics merged into one. So it's working quite well.
Dyer's bottom
Everyone's afraid of the Astral
Dyer's
Titan.
bottom tower has
They should
fallen.
be. It hurts.
It's not so much about the hurt. I think the real big issue is it's the kind of hurt you give to Elder Titan when he punches you afterwards with 160 bonus damage.
Well, he gets
That's
it.
what hurts.
He gets it even if it doesn't hit you. So.
No, true.
So, but because he's spamming it, he can just easily. It's like it's an unkillable walk-in ward. It's really
It
irritating.
It's very good for scouting out runes, actually, in a public game if your supporters have decided that buying wards is just far too mainstream. Because only tryhards buy wards.
Trying to play Elder Titan and pub a game is just like, you know, pulling out your own teeth most of the time.
And
It's like, I've set them up, don't worry lads, I'll do my ultimate. Oh, you're gonna hit the ball so they walk away. Cheers. Love you.
And I kind of want to point out that you said it that it gives you the bonus damage anyway. It doesn't. You do need to pass through heroes and creeps to be able to get it. So
Oh, okay.
the more you pass through, the more damage you get, basically.
Shadow Demon disruption up on the Queen of Pain. In comes that
Here's the
goddamn
boat.
Astral Spirit. Boat comes in,
Splat.
collides with absolutely nothing. Ultimate coming up from the Elder Titan as well. Look at this Weaver going to work, bringing down another kill on the Disruptor this time. Looks like he's going to go
Ooh,
hunting.
good up
Oh,
on the
good
clock.
blink actually out by the Queen of Pain to avoid the Weaver Sakushi. Looks like Conker's going to go down any second now. No, he's gone invisible.
Why?
Stun comes out, doesn't hit anything, but it doesn't really matter because the majority of the team has been killed off, mostly by the Weaver. Yep, GG. It's not really surprising. They haven't won a team fight for the entire game. And
And all Aposis are doing right now is just 5-man pushing, and hell, well-deserved win. Really well-deserved win.
yeah, they played it like they played the way they wanted to play, and they forced Xero to kind of just react the entire time, and that's difficult to do, especially when you want to kill off a Weaver, because of how dangerous the little bugger can turn out to be, and it's very difficult to pick out a Weaver when you haven't got the space to do anything yourself.
Yeah, I'm seeing an Elder Titan now going 7-0-8, so
Fear the Titan, fear him.
fear him hard.
Yeah, I think they were. I don't know if they were outdrafted per se. They were definitely
No.
outlaned.
They were outlaned.
They were definitely
I don't
outlaned.
think it was outplayed. I mean, Aposis had the advantage in the early farm on their lanes as well as in the early fights, and then they just carried it through to the early team fights. You can't really point a finger and say that's what Xero did wrong. All you can do is saying Aposis just in every little tiny way just came out slightly ahead, and all the little somethings added up to something big, which was a win.
Yeah, well, you know, having a double strength hero lineup makes it so that it's much easier in those early team fights to fight without the Weaver, which is what they would have to do because Weaver needs to farm. To be fair, the Weaver was fighting with very little in the way of items. He just had a nice, hefty level advantage and a BKB, extra damage from the BKB. But he was able to just kill off the supports because of how low level they were, because of the tri-lane and never really getting any farm ever.
Yeah.
Because of the
And they were
tri-lane.
not really great on health either, because Conker's Tiebringer was always tearing right through them, and it just meant, well, yeah, I don't have that much right damage, but you're only 3 right clicks from death from a normal hero. I don't need to be a carry to kill you right now.
No, I mean, but he got himself 8 kills quite easily. Picking off this, he was doing what a Weaver does in a team fight. He's picking off the supports. Now, he picks off the supports early on because he knows they're under-leveled. They don't have very much health. He knows that he can't really be focused because of Sakushi, and they don't have a gem, and they didn't even have any dust or sentries or anything really to deal with him.
Yeah.
So he was just having a whale of a time being a Weaver, just wailing his way through the team and causing all kinds of trouble.
Indeed.
And they basically just played too strong, right? Way too strong. and they didn't really have an answer for anything.
Indeed.
I mean, what do you put up against an Elder Titan in mid anyway? It's a difficult decision to make.
And I think the issue is that he's just simply not the strongest laner. I mean, you can put anything you want up against him, and whatever you put against him is going to get farm. And they're probably going to get runes, and they're probably going to get ganks, but you can't stop the Elder Titan in a way which you can with other heroes. You can't shut him down. All you can really do is just be on the same lane as him.
Well, I mean, the OD was banned
Yeah.
wisely, because OD does make it very difficult for Elder Titan, because he needs to use the Astral Spirit to get harass off on what he's up against, lower the HP of the creep wave, and of course the extra damage really makes it much easier for him to last hit. If he can't do that, and because he hasn't got the mana, he doesn't lane particularly well, and he can be shut down entirely because he's not getting any farm at all, and he does need a little bit of farm. Admittedly, levels are more important to him than farm, but you still want a decent item on him here and there, like the phase boots, for example, were really strong on him.
Another sizable counter to him in mid is picking up someone like a Razor and just going, well, you're going to get bonus damage from Astral Spirit. I think I'm going to take that, actually. Because, I mean, then he's just losing his right-click advantage flat out, so... And I mean, he's a melee hero, which means if he either you tether up to him and force him to back away and not last hit, or you tether up to him and he goes into last hit creeps and then he has no damage and can't last hit creeps. It's kind of a situation where you're forcing him. There's no right situation for what Elder Titan can do right there.
Yeah, maybe if they'd picked up a Razor instead of the Queen of Pain, they would have had a little bit more in the way of control on the mid lane. But you know, games are won in the drafting phase and they're won in the early game most of the time.
Indeed.
And they just didn't have it there. So, yeah, that was Xero up against Aposis Tryouts. I've been Nuff. This has been Iggy, and thank you for watching, everybody.
See ya.
You can, of course. I ain't saying see you yet. I've got to plug shit. You can follow us at Sproink Dota on Twitter. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, and also we have a Twitch channel which is occasionally on twitch.tv/SproinkDota. So yeah, follow us on all kinds of crazy shit, and you'll find us doing this, basically.
Now I say goodbye.
Yes, go for it.
See ya.
Bye.